All right, Scorpio, let's get into a reading. So I'm going to see just what's going on for you. Right before I started this reading, I needed to take a breather. So it could be recommended for you to take a step back. Maybe you've been doing too much. It could be recommended for you to take a break, for you to take a breather, for you to stop and just breathe, ground yourself. Some of you, it could be very beneficial for you to like go out in nature, go around a creek, go around some mountains, go around some trees. Hell, go hug a tree, go put your feet in the grass, go get grounded so you can remember what battles you need to fight and what battles in your future you're not really going to remember. I feel a lot of stress coming from you. I don't know why, but I do feel that way. All right, let's see. Give me the energy around your overall life. Feeling like there's a lot of things you can't see, a lot of things you don't know, trying your best to keep things under control. Definitely feeling a lack of security. You could also be feeling like you made an unwise choice in your past, and it could be something that you can't quit thinking about. You could be feeling like it's blocking you from a future. Yeah, some of you could definitely be stuck. Sometimes in life, when we look back and we go, I should have stayed with so-and-so. I should have made this choice then. I should have done this. That can keep you stuck instead of recognizing, you know what, everything happened the way that it was supposed to happen. Do I have regrets? Yes. Did I make an unwise choice? Yes. Did it maybe cause me to lose a job I wanted, a lover that I wanted? It caused me to lose my home? Yes. But my mistakes, my bad choices do not define me. And a lot of you really need to recognize that what you've had happen in your life does not define you. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to look in the mirror and go, that was a dumbass choice. That's okay. That doesn't make you dumb. And what you're meant to have, you will have. So anything that you've lost, recognize that maybe that was something to grow you, to teach you. Whether it was a job or a relationship, if it wasn't for you losing that or going through that season, you wouldn't be the person you are today. So that within itself is priceless because you wouldn't be this version. I just want you to know that, okay? Give me the energy around love, Scorpio. You could be feeling like you're ready for something stable in your life. You're ready for something consistent. There could be someone here that you're speaking to where it's in the beginning stages and you can really see something taking place here. So there is someone here that you're either talking to, you're dating, you're getting to know, or you could be about to take the plunge for forever, Scorpio. I'm definitely seeing in love. So let's say that this is a new relationship. You could be feeling like there's someone around you that you wouldn't mind living forever with, okay? So there's someone here that you're really fancying. Now, if you've been in a relationship, there could be good news taking place in your relationship. This could be something you guys talked about. So let's say that you guys have talked about having kids, but it's never really happened. This could be the good communication. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm ready for us to have kids. This could be something as simple as, you know, we've always talked about going to Europe. Ever since we got married 10 years ago, we've always talked about going to Europe. This could be the communication of your wife, your husband, your partner coming in and saying, hey, I think it's time for us to start planning that Europe trip. And there could be a lot of emotional fulfillment. This could also be like a new way of life for you and for this person. For you, love is looking amazing. I'm seeing changes. I'm seeing endings. I'm seeing you maybe being burdened. So you could be feeling like in love that things are not where you want them to be, but they're getting there. But it might take big changes. Some of you want to take a trip with a partner to get the spark back, to gain that connection back. This could be trying to get you guys out of conflict. Be careful of connecting with an ex-lover and thinking that everything's going to be brand new. Because I'm seeing for some of you that you could be getting out of conflict with a past lover. Changes could be happening. You guys could be agreeing around the fact that you both love each other and you need to get through the bullshit. But something you might not be seeing is that there's a blockage. And in the future, you're going to see that either someone's not making the choices that they claim that they're going to make, or that everything's not as great as it seems to be. So the best relationships, or the relationships that last the longest, are the relationships that sometimes fight for one another when it's inconvenient or when you don't want to. I'm saying here, though, that one of you might be a little more willing to fight for something compared to the other. And if this is a past person, you need to do a lot of self-reflection on what took place and how the ending was really hard to get over. Some of you could be stuck in a high, low cycle in a relationship. So the dopamine hit and the high that you get of reconnecting with one another could be amazing. It could be like an addict getting their fix. But when you guys go downhill and you hit that bottom, it feels like your whole soul's crushed. And some of you got to get out of that cycle. Some of you have got to get to a place where you're willing to start something new or start something fresh, and recognize that maybe you've been stuck in this cycle of, but we're going to make this work. We're going to make this work. At some point, when are we going to look at one another and go, maybe this isn't going to work? Maybe you're like fire and gasoline to one another, and it doesn't matter how bad we want it. It doesn't matter how bad we love one another, that sometimes it isn't enough. And that could be opening you up to bringing a huge change and saying, I don't have to fight for love. You shouldn't have to fight with your lover to get them to understand. And that could be opening you up to something new. And if you are opening up to something new, I'm saying that it could be in the starting phases, flirting, daydreaming, good communication. And it could end up into something more if that's what you want. So just to let you know. Okay, let me see your money. So I see you having a lot of desire and passion. I see you maybe starting something new, a new job, a new hobby. I see you putting in a lot of effort and dedication. So right now, you're feeling a lot of fuel. You're not feeling depleted. You're at a place where you're like, you know what? I've got bills to pay. I'm going to do it. If I need to work a double, I'll work a double. Be careful of overextending yourself and then burning out and you getting super sick and then being kind of pushed back 5 steps, okay? I see growth taking place in your money. I do see that whatever you put in your effort, especially around money right now, is going to grow. Now, here's the thing. This could be something as simple as, I need to work 2 jobs to get me to where I want to go. You do the damn thing. You work those 2 jobs. You're going to get you to where you want to go. But it might be very slow moving. So in your mind, you might say, okay, I can work these 2 jobs for 2 months and it's going to get me out of this financial bind. It might not be 2 months. It might be 4 months before you're out of that financial bind. Recognize that you, with enough work and dedication, you're going to get to where you want to go. However, it might not be as quickly as you want it to be. You might in your mind think, okay, I'm going to go wait tables tonight. I'm going to make me $100. You might walk out with 75. Oh, well, damn, that sucks. That's going to put me back a little bit. I do see that happening, but I also feel like Spirit is saying, listen, don't give up, because the effort you're putting in is going to pay off. The dedication you're putting in is going to pay off. It might not pay off on the time frame you want. There might be speed bumps. There might be things you're going to have to get over. However, you're getting there. So don't let us stop you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm telling you, your money is about to turn around. There's also something here about you learning a lesson around your money. So there could have been something that you needed to make a final decision on, and you could have not done it until you did it. So what do I mean by that? So let's say that you have 3 cars. You don't need 3 cars, but you got 3 cars. You could have said, you know what, I'm going to go sell one of these cars. But you could have not done it until you absolutely had to do it. And then once you did it, you recognized, okay, I needed that money. I got success. I got exactly the price tag that I wanted for that car. I added the money to the lot. I added the money to my bank account. However, what you might not be seeing is that that was one of your lessons, was that you had desire all along to get out of that job, to get rid of that car, to get that money back in your pocket. But it could have taken some pressure for you to actually take action. And that was the lesson here, is that when you see success and victory, or when you see a new beginning, sometimes you have to go after it. So some of you could be working multiple jobs or doing things differently to see how it's going to pay off, and it's going to pay off for you, but maybe not as quickly as you want it to. Be careful of being so extreme that you feel that you have to choose between money and love. Okay? Because the divine could be telling you that you have a lot of new opportunities coming towards you. Money, love, career, a lot of new opportunities. But if you're so rigid to think, okay, I can't have it all, I can only have one or two things, then you might miss out on things that you want simply because you're not giving yourself the permission to have them. You are more than capable of being able to juggle your home, your children, your animals, your job, a lover. You can juggle it all as long as you want to, okay? As long as you want to. So recognize that. I'm definitely seeing you pursuing some sort of passion in your money. And again, it working out for you. But I see that you might have to make a final decision around what you see as success and victory. Should I get rid of this third car? Should I keep it? Will I need it? Should I leave this job and go to a different one, or am I going to regret it? What's the best option for me? I definitely see you weighing out your cause and effect. If I do this, what's going to happen? Well, if I do this, what's going to happen? I'm also seeing here coming up that you're going to have a change taking place in your home life. You could either be getting in some sort of commitment. You could be moving in with someone. You could be starting to build a foundation with someone. You could be relocating. So some of you might be moving in with someone, combining finances, buying a home with someone. That could be for some of you, and that could affect your money. But I'm seeing for a lot of you, it's going to affect your money in a good way. It's going to make you feel empowered. So then it's going to affect your money in a good way, because then you're going to be able to work harder, maybe work longer hours, work smarter, not harder. Maybe being able to have a second person in the household bringing in a different income is really going to help as well. Some of you could be relocating, needing to have the courage to move somewhere that could be cheaper. Give me energy around your career. Yeah, I see you having a lot of successful ventures. You could be getting promoted. Somebody where you work could be trusting you with more responsibility. You could be getting promoted. You could be getting another opportunity. Some of you could be getting a bonus or a tip here coming up. So let's say that you wait tables. Let's say that you're used to a $5 tip. You might be getting a $50 tip here coming up. You might be getting a $100 tip here coming up. Be careful of being stuck in a career that's very toxic. So this could be a lot of drama. This could be a lot of chaos. If that's the case, they're telling you to weigh your cause and effect. Weigh your options out. So here's an example. When I used to wait tables, boy, let me tell you, the drama that waiting tables can have is absurd. Sometimes I added to it, I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, the drama can be absurd. And sometimes the drama of the environment can take away from you being able to be the best at your job simply because, okay, well, this bitch over here's got something to say. This person's got something to say. Now I got to watch my back with this person. That toxicity can bring you down and make you feel stuck. It can even make you feel like you're not making as much money as you can or you should, or that you're not really thriving in the environment because it's a toxic environment. So Spirit is saying that if you feel like there is a toxic environment where you're working or where you're going in after hours to just chillax, ask yourself why you're not taking yourself out of that environment and what issues that environment can bring in the future, okay? Because I'm saying that you might need to be honest with yourself that you have the tendency to be addicted to jobs or situations where there's a lot of passion, a lot of fire. So that could be intense infatuation. That could be a lot of drama, and it could just be because you get bored. So it's like, okay, well, I'm bored, so I'm going to go work at a place where there's a bunch of drama. I'm going to sit over here. I'm going to be in it. I ain't in it. I'm just going to watch. That's fine, but those environments can rub off on you. You know the saying I say all the time. Well, you might not know this, Scorpio, but I say this all the time. A rotten apple can rotten the whole tree. Sometimes it takes a rotten environment for us to recognize that we might not thrive in it. And I do feel for some of you that if you're doing a new venture or a new job or something of that sort, you might need to see that it's toxic, that it's not the best environment for you. And you might need to take yourself out of that environment before it becomes too much of your life. So again, I'm saying that you could be having an inner shift here coming up. An inner shift around your career. So you could be accepting a new job here coming up, but you might not stay there. Or you might decide to go to a department in your corporation or your career. So let's say you work at Walmart. You might decide to go work in the deli. You might get to the deli and recognize, okay, wait, there's a lot of like nitpicking over here. There's a lot of cliques over here. And it might be fun to be in the drama, to watch everybody fight, but it isn't fun when you're in the middle of it. It isn't fun when you recognize, wait, I'm in a toxic environment and it's depleting me. So Spirit is saying maybe recognize that there's an environment around your career that you could be putting yourself in that's not the healthiest. And we know you have to make money, but you also have the choice on whether or not you want to work in that kind of environment, okay? Now, your subconscious could be gravitating you towards that kind of environment for you to see that that's what you're used to and that you get to make the choice whether or not you want to be part of it. Sometimes when we're used to chaos or sometimes when we're used to a fight or flight energy, we will gravitate towards friendships or love relationships or career dynamics that do that. Bring that energy to the table because that's what's familiar to us. That's what we're used to. And it might not be something we want to be a part of, but unless we take ourselves out of it, we're going to be a part of it because our subconscious is like, oh my God, this feels like home. It might feel like home, but do you want that to be your home? That's what they're asking, okay? If you don't want to stay somewhere, you don't got to stay somewhere. So some of you got a drama place of work. Give me some advice for you. Your advice is to maybe work on your communication skills and to really pay close attention to your dreams here coming up. Your advice is to go around the people, the places, and the things that want to take care of you and see you as an asset. So if you're working a job and you feel like it's always some sort of baloney, maybe it's time for you to leave. A lot of you could be going through a timeline shift. So that's really hard. A timeline shift, that'll have friends leaving. That'll have careers leaving. That'll have you thinking you're somewhere you're going to stay, but then 2 weeks later, you can't stand it anymore. So be willing to go with the flow here coming up because there might be a lot of shifts taking place and you don't understand. Why am I not happy here? Why am I not happy here? Why am I feeling dissatisfied? Why was I okay 2 weeks ago? Now I don't feel okay. Because there's a lot of shifts taking place inside of you. Your subconscious is really working overtime right now. Be careful of protecting your security at all costs that you're not willing to shift when you need to, okay? Again, I know you need to make money. I know your career is important. But if every single time you go home, you don't have the time, the energy, the effort to put in with your children, with your animals, with the things that you love, why do you feel that that's okay? Why do you feel that your job should suck the life out of you so much so that you can't then go pour into things that you love? I'm saying that you might stay in denial around something that you need to let go of, but in fated time, you're going to end up getting a detour anyways. So let's say that you comment down below, Scorpio, Danielle, I can't make a change because I don't want to. I'm struggling. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Just recognize, though, that you might not want to make a choice right now. You might be at a place of, but I got to put food on the table. I don't care if I'm crying going to work, crying coming home. I don't care if I hate it. I don't care if this is the most toxic job I've ever been a part of. I need to be able to eat. Spirit is saying, listen, we've got you. We hear you. We understand you. But also recognize that if you don't make the changes, we're going to make the changes for you. Whether that means the company closing, whether that means the police coming in and finding out this is a scam business anyways. It wasn't even really a business. There was something else going on. Something's going to happen in divine timing where you're going to be put on a detour whether you like it or not. So your advice is to be willing to maybe make choices that need to be made, but that if you're going to avoid those choices or not see those choices or not see that something's toxic or something's not good for you or that you're stuck in a pattern, then in the future, they're going to make it known and you're not going to be able to ignore it anymore. It's kind of like a parent. It's an energy of, I'm going to let you learn the hard way, but if you don't learn the first time, I'm going to teach you the second. That's what I'm saying here, Scorpio. So at the end of the day, you get to make the choices you want to make. What changes are you willing to make? Where are you going? How much courage do you have? That's the question of the hour. How much courage do you have? Are you willing to fight for the things you claim you want? Are you willing to see the bad patterns that you have or the toxic environments that you're in that could be getting in the way of the life that you say that you want? Because if you're not willing to make the changes, do we want that kind of life? An example would be, let's say that I want to be the fittest person in the room. Well, if I'm not willing to make the changes to get the tater chips out of my mouth or to quit eating Debbie cake, I ain't going to be the fittest person in the room. So then I have to be willing to say, okay, I might be stuck in a pattern. I might be a little toxic because I think I'm going to have a six-pack, yet the only six-pack I'm grabbing is Little Debbie's. Something ain't adding up. That's what I'm saying here. And Spirit is saying, listen, we're giving you an opportunity, but make sure that you take the opportunity for what you want and you're not just expecting things because you expect them. Make sure you're seeing things clearly and you're taking action based off of that, okay? All right, leaving it here. Have a blessed day.